Hi everybody and welcome back to Nellie Ruth Designs. Today I'm coming to you from my little back porch here. And as you can see, Daisy's over on the blue porch swing, sound asleep. And Bella's in the chair to the right of me, sound asleep. So it's just a beautiful day here and I thought I would step out of the craft room. I hope the lighting is good. I'm going to try to do a little bit of stitching on the back porch here because it's just too nice to be sitting in my craft room today. So if you're new to my channel, welcome, and I invite you to join along. I'm embroidering on a well, what do you call it here? Not a template, but I have a nice piece of fabric here. I'm making a pillow style pincushion. And I've been working today on some of the stems for making a little meadow here of flowers. And I'm using the French knot style. And then these are all French knots here. And then this one, I made a cute little fringe. It's almost like a little thistle. I can show you how to do that. I'll probably make some more of those down along here. And then I have another thistle style flower here. And then I have the French knots. I'm not real crazy. I decided I'm not real crazy about these beaded stems, but this is going to be on the back side. This is the back, which will be down hopefully on my girlfriend's table, so she really won't see these. The jury's still out. I may take these out, I may not, I don't know, but this will be the front of the pincushion, so I'm really just focusing on here. I may end up taking these out. I'm not crazy about them. But I thought today I would show you, I'm working on the stem stitches here for the flowers. And I want to show you, I'm showing a lot of leg here. I don't want to show you a lot of leg. I've got a skirt on. I've got my little Peace Love skirt on because it is hot here again today. So I wanted to show you, and I'm going to bring this color. You'll see I've done some variegated stem stitches over here. So I'm going to end this, I'm going to tie this off over here. And I want to show you, there are two ways that you can, I don't know if it's called a stem stitch or running stitch. I don't think it's a running stitch. I think it's called a stem stitch. I've got to brush up on my embroidery terms. All right, so let's I want to blend this in over around here. I'm not going to work here yet. I'll start to blend this in here. So what I do, like I said, there's two ways that you can do your stem stitch. I think you can see pretty good here. I mean, this is just a basic stitch. Now, a lot of people will do their stitch and they will just leave it like this, okay? You can see. What I like to do is, see how these look almost like just a solid rope. I call it a solid rope stitch. So I bring my needle right back up next to the stitch here, and then I always make sure that my needle falls out of the thread, because what fun would that be if you didn't have to constantly rethread your needle. So I bring it up, and then without attaching it, I just come right back through each stitch. See that? And then I just bring it through here. And you see how that, it just looks like a little rope there. And you don't really see the splits. See, I left that. Some of them I left. And I will go back and fix them, because I do prefer that look much better than just leaving it, like this. So again, you can see how it's kind of in 3 sections. And then it just pretty much makes it these are all pulled through. What's that? That one's sticking on something. There we go. There we go. So let me just put my needle here. I had it in my mouth. So here you can just kind of see how now this thread here will look a bit different. This is where I used the cotton 1 strand, okay? And that's the lighter. Where this here, these shaded darker ones, I used the DMC. I used a DMC thread for those. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to take some of the plain cotton again, because I used this over here, and I'm going to bring this color back over into this area. Now I plan also on doing a variation here of the French knots, but I figured I would just get the stems done while I was doing them. Oh, this is the one that gives me trouble. There we go. So my little porch here, I don't have the screens on yet. I wait until all the pollen is gone. And okay, I'm just gonna show you again over here. I'll do this here, and then we'll do some. And also remember, I'll get back to my screens in a minute. Also remember, when you are working on stems and stalks for your flowers, do not make them where they're all up and down. You can kind of make them, off to the side. Because some stalks aren't. aren't always straight up and down. And again, if your stitches aren't perfect, it's okay. And it's fun just to experiment and practice. It's like these little thistle flowers. I've seen girls make something similar to that, and I've also seen them made on embroidery hoops. They're totally different. They're differently made. The way I make them, I'm working in a very small spot right now. So I don't think I could make them the way I've seen them made. So I just kind of did my own thing and created them. I'll show you how I did them. Again, it may not be today. It might be in the next video. But I think if you just play and experiment, that makes it fun as well. All right, so you'll see this stem here. I do not have a flower on it yet. I wanted to use up my, I think I'll make a little shorter one here. I wanted to use up my thread. So I just decided to make some stalks, and then I'll add the flowers. And if you're going to thread your you're going to wind it through. I suggest you do at least three stitches, okay? And as you can see, I like to get my threads right down underneath this ribbon, hide it so they're just literally, popping up out of there, out of the grass. Okay. And I think these little French knot flowers are really cute. They just add, I just think they add a delicate little, just a delicate little soft spot. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy to get the look that you're trying to achieve. All right, so I think I will bring that over here just to finish this off. I think I should have, will I have enough? I may not have enough. Maybe I'll make one more here. This will be a little grouping. Bella's up out of her chair. She's on the floor. I thought she was going to try to go through and knock my camera down. That there. So see how that changes the look there. Okay, all right. I'm going to take a pause. I'll pull out some threads to use for the French knots, and then we'll come back and I'll work with these. And then maybe I'll come down here and I'll show you how I made these little thistle flowers. I have to think though to see what I want down here. All right, so I'm going to add some red. I think that's a nice red to go with that. And I haven't added any yet, so I'm just going to make a few French knots up here at the end of these little stems, just to get another little color in there. Okay. I do like that red. I like the red. I love red and purple together. In my garden, I try to do reds and purples. That's really pretty. And I'm not real concerned that there's more reds on this end, and there's not many here. I could put one right over here just to bring this together. Okay. I'd like to add another one over here, but maybe I could add a blue or something. And you have to remember, if they're wildflowers, that, you know, their seeds spread, and I know I did a 3 there, and I'm not liking that either. So I think what I'm going to do, this is the nice thing about when you do embroider, if you don't like something, just cut it out. So I have to be careful because that is attached to that one French knot, but yeah, I'm just not loving it. So I'm going to leave that like that, and I'm going to cut that right out. I'm going to cut that right out. See? So that's gone, and then I'm just going to add some, red. So the one nice thing with embroidery, it's not like a painting, or it's not like, you know, a drawing, pastel drawing. If you don't like something, you can just cut it out and get it out of there and add something different. Don't be afraid just because you've spent time working on something. If you're not loving it, then change it. Just like in life, if you're not loving something about your life, just change it. All right, so there's it. I'll do these stems later. We've done enough stem stitching. I think the only thing I will do, I'll do one more little red over here by the, I think I'll do another red right here. I had that little bit of thread left over. There we go. So there's my little row of meadow flowers. I'll just knot this off in the back. All right, so there's that. And like I said, I'll finish these. Let me get that out of my mouth. I will finish these later. Okay. And I think I'm going to end up taking these out later too. I'm not crazy about them. So maybe over here we can try a little different. Remember, this is the front, so I want to try to keep the front consistent. And I don't even know if I'm really loving these that I had done. I may see, this would be easy to take out. I'm even thinking about taking these out because I really would like to have that as a complete run. Because I have these down here. I'm just not thinking these go. These just don't flow. So I'm going to take a pause and I'm going to take these out because I just don't like the way they look. So I'm going to do a little ripping and tearing there. Okay, you can see where I took out. I'm so glad I took it out. It was just too bulky, and I just really was not happy with that at all. Not with all these little petite French knots. And you know what I'm going to end up doing? I'm probably going to end up taking this back part out too. I'm just not real crazy about that at all after I look at it. So I'm going to do a few more French knots here with you. I'm going to incorporate a purple. I will work with this here, and I will make my sporadic little flowers. And when I do a run like this, because I will be mixing the colors up, I just randomly put these wherever, so I can fill in between. So I have just a random row of French knots. So you can see how so I'll have some of the darker purple here. Then I can go back and decide if I want to add the same color down the line. And most likely I'll put maybe a couple splashes in over here, and I'll connect the stems together, like maybe they're both coming off one shoot. So I'll add one here. And I'll add a couple more, and then we'll call it a day. And I'm going to put one right over here, because you have to remember wildflowers do grow close to each other, and sometimes they grow right on top of each other. And we'll put another. Now I have to remember where my seam is going to be. So I think that will be good with the purple. So I'm going to tie this off here, and like I said, we'll call this a video, and I will be back once once all these stem stitches are done. And like I said, I know I'm going to end up tearing this apart here. I'm just not real happy with that. Not after seeing this. So this will look a little bit different in my next video. And again, just remember, it doesn't hurt. If you do something and you don't like it, rip it out and redo it. And again, you're going to have favorite stitches like I do. And I'll probably just incorporate these two up along in here, and we'll add some more beads. So all right, everybody, I will see you in my next video, and happy stitching. Okay, bye-bye.